Welcome to Moon Harbor Extended. Today's issue is Hellspawn issue 12, in Limbo. On the cover, we see the team seated in an old classroom. Supai completely ignores the lesson, instead talking to Natalia seated behind them. Heathen has a philosophy book in front of her that she's glaring daggers at, and Zira has completely dissected their history textbook into a conspiracy board. We turn the page, and our story begins.
So we cut to a panel of Natalia is over with Zira and Aphoros. She's got her hand on Aphoros' shoulder. She's like, okay, so this is Zira. They have just arrived from the present day. Apparently it is 2020 now, CE. And then she gestures over to Zira. Zira, this is Aphoros. I guess he's not the most well-known, but he wrote the first universal history, not just of one place or culture, trying to do a bit more of it. But he is Greek, so he started with their mythological beginning. He got to about Philip of Macedon, but he's been slowly filling it in as people keep coming through. So if you want history, he's got you covered a couple thousand years. And nobody showed up in about a decade, so we've got some more stuff that needs filled in.
I don't know if I have that far back, but I got a good amount. Let's see. Okay, we want to start over. Hold on one second. And Zira just pulls out what is basically like a glorified plunger and starts scaling the wall a little, grabs a conspiracy board that's floated too far up, jumps down with it. Okay, I think this is where we start.
And she's just every time somebody comes into town, we try to get them to meet up with the Aphoros to fill them in on the current stuff. So yeah, I was the most recent person to come. So that's about the last the record goes up to.
Zira nods slowly and then turns to Aphoros. Okay, I should be able to cover most of those years. Though I think, you're a historian. It's easy to understand that we gotta start 5 years before that to really get the context to start working on this. So I'm gonna pull out the boards from 32 years. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start there. Sound good? Sound good.
And he nods and he's like, "Yes, sometimes you need the later context completely." He's totally with you on this.
And they just completely nod. I'm glad you agree. Okay, so obviously we're not going to go through this in chronological order. We're going to go through this in order of contextual understanding, right? So we're going to start with here, and then we're going to jump we're going to go through that 5-year period, jump 5 years forward, go back a little bit, and then keep going. It'll make sense once we start. And Zira just climbs up another wall, grabs another board that's floated off, and just launches into it.
We see him with several sheets of paper out and is going going and forth between various ones depending on what time period you're talking about. And it's just a chaotic mess over there. So let's jump over to Heathen, where as that is happening, Natalia has come over to make the introductions. And she's like, okay, so Asara, this is, you said Heathen, right?
Yep.
She just arrived, and this is Asara. She's a philosopher, and
I roll my eyes.
Yeah, she's got a very similar reaction of just fuck philosophers, but she's yeah, she was a philosopher. She was super interested back on Earth about human nature, but now that she's been here for so long, there's kind of been more demons to study than humans. So that's something that she's been looking into.
I sit down. You said she's lounging on a glorified chaise lounge, right?
Yeah.
I straddle the chaise lounge by her feet and lean in pretty close, and I'm like, all right, I need you to tell me everything you know about every demon down here. And I just pull out my cell phone and start recording.
She looks a bit confused, and she's just every singular demon, not as a collective.
Yeah, did I stutter?
She looks back at Natalia, and she's looks back at you and is I know bits and pieces from a few of them. I guess I can try to remember some names.
Descriptions will do fine. And I put the phone down, I think on her lap, and then start pulling out. I have 2 books with me. One of them has more pictures, and I'm pulling out those dog-earing those pages to start taking notes while she's talking.
Yeah, she answers your questions, but she looks pretty annoyed. Very much this is not something that is interesting to her.
Yeah, no, that feels right. for who he even is as a person.
But yeah, she's got some information. So why don't we go over to Sapai? Once those introductions were made, like Natalia did like kind of go over like back up, not necessarily like towards you, but like in that direction, like, okay, did the thing. Now I'll just stand here. And you're also standing here.
I'm out of character. I'm not positive what else I want to ask her right now.
Okay.
I think we get just a couple panels of us both awkwardly standing near each other because the rest of my team seems very in their element, and I am very much not.
Yeah, I absolutely love a couple panels of the two of you just standing there kind of awkwardly.
Like failed attempts at small talk, like, so food here's good?
No.
Ah, that sucks. Like a couple more panels of awkward silence.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Amazing.
I feel like at one point the panels get crashed by Zero barging between the two of them. Oh, sorry, I need to grab this board to continue explaining before I lose the thread here as well. Oh, here, y'all can have this board if you want something to talk about. Drops a board on like a random topic that has nothing to do with history, just some random connections that they put it together, leaves it between the two of you and runs away.
I feel like a bunch of like the panels and like the conversations that Zira is not in like gradually get more and more of these boards in the background as they start expanding.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So according to this, lions might be related to mice. That's interesting.
I studied human medical stuff, not animals, so I guess I'm not qualified to say much on that, but okay.
Couple more panels of awkward silence. One of us coughs.
Yeah.
We get a interjection, like the word bubble for me popping over from the panel, and I'm like, okay, but like, what do you know about Veronix though?
Yeah, we pop over to that, and she's like, I've heard the name, not anybody that I've met in person, or I guess in Demon. I don't know. I've heard of them, just don't have as much information.
Cool. Yeah, she's the worst. What about the King of Hell?
There is one. I haven't really been to that city.
No, that's fair. It's pretty dangerous over there. Okay, cool. Does the name Zilkiev ring a bell?
Not really.
Good. That she's dead anyway. All right. Cool. Sweet. Keep talking.
Yeah, like she's answering questions and like kind of tries to butt in, and she's like, I don't really pay much attention to the names. I'm looking more for like patterns, personalities, you know?
Right. No, they're all the worst. Evil things.
In human terms, maybe, but there's a bit of a range.
Sorry, the ones I've dealt with are like, I'm gonna make you watch your best friend die over and over, or like I'm gonna take over the world, or I'm gonna take over the world. You know, like I got the extremes here. Oh, and then one who made us soup. But regardless.
I mean, personally, I don't think we could really call it a demon evil when their morality is just so different from our own. Like, to them, our morality is also weird.
I give her a look and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Hold on one second. I hold up the book and then roll my eyes behind it. And then I pull it back down and I'm like, okay, so what do you know about like this place? Like, why don't the demons attack here? That just seems so antithetical to the whole demon thing.
They used to, but we're not a threat. We're kind of boring to them. They like excitement. There's nothing exciting here. Eventually, like, word got around of like what is here, and they just weren't as interested.
Interesting. I've just never known a demon to not destroy sight unseen.
From what I hear of newer arrivals, they typically have a very hard time, but once they get here, there's nothing really to tempt a demon beyond some people just sitting around. The ones roaming around are more interested in the people confused and lost.
If you could, would you go back?
To Earth?
Yeah.
She shrugs, and then she says, something I've been trying to decide for a couple thousand years. I don't know if I would survive going back, and if I went back, what is there for me to go back to? Last I was there, it was several thousand years ago. Nobody that I know is there, and from what I hear, neither is neither is my culture. I'd be very lost.
Yeah, that definitely plucks like Alana's heartstrings. It's kind of the exact same sentiment that she had about leaving Moon Harbor, and the like, I can't be here anymore, I don't have anyone left kind of mentality.
Oh.
And so she softens a bit and I think leans in and clicks off the recording. And then she starts like flipping through and she's like, I don't have a lot, but if you wanted to go back, we could start easing you into the culture now. I don't know what we can do, but we can gradually introduce, I guess.
She pauses, like thinking for a second, and then shakes her head and kind of like nods her head over to Aphoros and says, again, I don't know whether or not I would survive, but also I didn't know him in life, but Aphoros is I guess the closest link I have to home.
I mean, okay, yeah. Can we get you anything? I already have like a list of things I need to get from home anyway. So, like a trumpet. What can I get you? Anything? Do you know how to read English? I can get you books.
She like looks over at the wall of scrolls. I was just like, I mean, is there any like recent philosophy? Everything on that wall is Aphoros' current work. And if I have to hear any more about it, I'm going to scream.
I mean, I could probably get you like the DVD box set of The Good Place. That's like a pretty good analysis. And yeah, there's probably some literature too, I guess. I just don't. I mean, it's like I don't want to say that philosophy is bullshit, but I'm not gonna say it's not either. Sorry.
Oh, I, Elliot, also think it's horrible bullshit. And if I could go back in time to do one inconsequential thing, it would be to punch Plato in the face. But Asara takes it seriously.
No, I know. That's why I'm fully like Alana said that in character.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what a DVD boxed set is, but okay, I guess.
Okay, so did Natalia fill you in on what a movie is?
I don't pay attention as much to the modern stuff. That's history is more Aphoros' thing. Usually when she brings somebody to talk to me, it's somebody who's, I guess, more interested in, I guess, trying to find out more about demons.
I'm totally with you. Good intersection, demons, and philosophy. I'll get you The Good Place. You don't have like chargers down here, do you? Like, there's no outlets? I want to like think back and remember, like, was there a refrigerator or like a toaster in Natalia's house?
No, you've seen no signs of electricity.
Cool. I want to like pull out a piece of paper and I wrote trumpet, body pillow, and on there I want to write laptop. Underneath that I want to write Good Place DVD box set, and then I want to write generator.
Amazing. Y'all are getting quite the list.
It's just gonna keep growing at this rate.
I think Heathen's love language is gift giving.
Sounds about right.
Considering looking down the list of all the other ones, she has none of them. I think it's got to be gift giving because she's just not a good friend in general. So
I want to pop back over to Supai. I think we see like another couple panels of the two of you just standing there super awkwardly. And then Natalia's like, so you've traveled around hell before?
Yeah, we got stuck here for a few months, and we've been back and forth a couple times since then.
I guess any place particularly interesting?
Well, the big iron spire, and I think I like realize what I'm saying. I'm like, and the rest is classified.
She like smiles slightly at that. She's like, do you want to talk to he's been here since like 1100s or so. We've got a guy who did a lot of exploring in hell for a considerably long time, considering how long you can spend down here. I don't know, maybe he's been to some of those places or knows some other places.
Oh, Supai's eyes light up, like they turn, looking fully at her. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to meet them.
Yeah, he's over in one of the other buildings. Do you want me to bring him here, or we could go over to where he's at?
I kind of like look around the room and see like Heathen and Zira just very much engrossed in what they're doing. I'm like, I think we can slip away for a bit. It'll be fine.
Heathen and Zero, do either of you two notice Supai walking out?
I think Zero notices and will like one-handed wave behind them mid-sentence of whatever they're saying. We'll just be like, okay, so if we followed in the thread from here, oh, bye, Spy, have a nice time. And then we continue following it over here to the next events.
Did you say bye Supai out loud?
Yes.
I heard that and I immediately am like, wait, no, hold on. Give me 1 second, Sarah. Hey, Supai, we agreed that we were
Yeah, but then we agreed it's fine.
Did we agree that it's fine? I thought we agreed not to split the party.
Wait, when did we agree that? It seems perfectly fine. Okay, so anyways, if we continue down here, we can see that the events that happened this year affected the ones in the past year.
Yeah, we can see like Oforo's like all of his papers are like starting to fill up, but he's like completely keeping up with you. Like
Wonderful.
Like surprisingly so. Like I feel like most of the time you show these conspiracy boards to people, they look lost, but like he's with you.
Yeah, I think it takes Zero a while to notice that as well, because I think Zero normally will like go off and not really realize that people are lost until they vocalize that they are lost.
Yeah, he's got like a bunch of papers where like since you've been jumping all over the place in terms of time, he's like got various sections on different papers like ready to put together in the correct order.
Zero will react to that in a bit, but let's finish Supai and
I want to walk over to Supai and be like, are you sure? Do you think this is a good idea?
They kind of look around at everything spread out in the room. Like, this seems like it's going to take longer than we thought, and I think it's important we do it as quick as possible. We need to split up.
I mean, or we use this, and I pull the beacon out of my pocket, and I'm like, we just drop a beacon, make another portal, and we pop in and out.
Okay, out of character, is that how those work?
I guess Heathen, what are you trying to do with it?
I have not yet done anything, but I was saying like we could like drop a beacon there because the beacon like transports us back and also gives them like a signal of like, hey, a safe place to teleport to. It is not a teleportal. It is like, this is a safe place to drop in, correct?
It opens a portal for you. It's something that can be dropped as like, this is a safe place. But when you guys left, Fiona had like given it to you as not like this is a safe place because like they know where you're going, but like hey, this is just when you want to get out of here kind of thing.
Gotcha. I still think my point stands of like, if we wanted to just like drop a beacon, we could like leave and come back. I know that's not what Fiona said this was for, but I don't know. I want to help these people and we can't do that with what we have here. But also, I don't really trust these people to have a teleport. Okay, yeah, let's split up. We'll talk about this later. Be safe.
Okay, I'm sorry, out of character again. I am still confused.
On which part?
On whether the beacon is a way for us to portal in and out.
The beacon itself isn't. It's kind of like a signal for like somebody at Demon to open a portal where it is.
Is it a one-way thing is what I'm confused on.
I think we've mostly just used it one way, but it could absolutely be like press a button. Here's a portal to Demon. Go through, come back, press it. Here's another portal to Demon.
I just was not sure. So I went, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be safe. Don't worry. Just find out what you can find out.
I look at Asara and then I look at Aforos and Zira and I'm like, I think I have found out everything from these two that I'm going to find out. You go with Natalia. I'll do some other recon.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we see Supai and Natalia go out. I am curious where Heathen is headed to.
I want to head back towards the gates.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we see you heading in that direction. And I think we follow Supai and Natalia over to a more like the place you were at where it's like more ancient Greek style. This one looks more Middle Eastern, definitely older, not quite as ancient as Egypt, but like still nowhere near modern. And like she does the same thing of just walks right in. And you find a guy who I have a description if I scroll up. Arabic man in like his late 20s with definitely like older clothing, pretty like plain tan robe. And she's still got like this basket of fruit and goes over to just start eating, or not just to start eating, to start like giving him food. And like as he's waking up, she's like, okay, so this is Malik. He traveled a whole bunch back on Earth. He and a friend were traveling a bunch and he ended up passing through a gate to hell, I think like in Iran, Iraq, Zagros Mountains, but he still wanted to travel around here. So he did. I don't know if he's been everywhere, but he's the most traveled person that I know here.
And I've got a big grin. I hold out my hand. I say, it's good to meet you, Malik. I'm Cruz.
He shakes your hand, like looks over to Natalia and is like, what's he here for? Traveling?
If there's any way I could see your maps, I'd love to.
He gets a massive grin on his face and he's like, oh, let's go. And kind of takes you to like kind of similar like amount of paper as Ophoros, but this guy's got maps everywhere. Like the walls are just plastered with different maps that he's drawn. And like some are just like rolled up, but they're all over the place. There's definitely like some blank spots and like question marks of like, I don't know what's here, but it's massive. Like you all saw the place, like a very similar room to this in Demon of like they were trying to map hell. This guy's done a whole lot more.
Oh, fantastic. And I think like throughout all these panels, we get little click onomatopoeia from like Supai's robotic eye as they're taking pictures.
Amazing. Let's jump over to Heathen. I want to see what you're doing.
Does the story gate have a face on it in both directions, or is it just the front?
Just the front.
Can I open it and then look at him?
Yeah, you would get like half the face, but he's there.
I look at him and I'm like, okay, I've already been in. If I leave, do I have to give you a story to come back?
How long would you be gone?
I'm going to go over there and talk to Ravenous for a few minutes and then come back.
You kind of see like what looks like might be a shrug, and he's like, I guess just leave the gate open.
Oh, that's true. Okay. I want to like look around for like a box or something, and I want to block it so it can't close.
Yeah, there's a crate.
I'm going to put a crate in the door.
Cool. Yeah, so you're going over to talk to Ravenous?
Yeah, I'm going to sit with like my feet like dangling into the chasm and be like, hey, got a sec?
We see her come up and like, you know how like in a pool, you do that thing where like you put your elbows up on the side of the ledge just to hold yourself up. She's doing that at the edge of the cliff.
I give her a smile and I'm like, so everyone in there is like from the past. I'm feeling very on edge about this whole situation. And I just wanted to see what you knew. Like, is this town as weird as I'm getting the vibes, or am I just being paranoid?
I love how Alana is like, okay, I don't trust anything here. There's gotta be demons. And then comes and is like, hey demon, can I talk to you? I need to vent.
Ravenous didn't kill me immediately when she very clearly could have.
It's just really amusing. She's like, I guess I don't really have your concept of weird.
Like, you're here to protect them, but like, I don't know. Why do they need protection if they're not getting attacked anymore? Why did they need protection originally? I don't know. Are these people actually humans, or are they all Veronixes disguised as humans to eventually lure us all to our death?
They used to get attacked, so they contracted some of us to defend them. And yeah, they haven't been attacked in a while, but would you want to not be protected just in case?
So, like, you didn't answer the last part of the question where I said, are they all actually humans or are they demons? So, are they demons? Because I feel like there might be demons.
Oh, yeah, they're humans.
Okay. Everything is backwards right now. And, like, I lived with a demon inside my brain for, like, 17 years. And demons equal evil. But also, like, you're not bad and Iggy's not bad. And the story gets a little annoying, but he doesn't seem too bad. And I don't know. This is all kind of the opposite of what I was expecting.
She shrugs and she's like, yeah, I mean, I saw her in there. I used to come down here a bunch to try to talk about demons, what they're like. We're just as varied as you humans.
I mean, more so, I imagine. Your physiology's got to be way different from like person to person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like, you know, like mentally, personality wise.
I don't know. Just it's all pretty weird for me. I just gotta adjust. And relearn those internal biases.
She nods like she knows what you're talking about, but she's just like, yeah, this is some human stuff, okay? And I would like to go back to Zira, since Zira, now neither of your teammates are here.
So I think the opening panel is it's that like bubble of a speech of words, and then a pause, just a deep breath, and he goes, "Okay, I think that's everything. Hold on one second." And he rushes over to where I'm already blanking on the pronunciation of the name. What was the philosopher's name?
Asara.
Asara. Asara is goes, "Hi, sorry, I just couldn't help but overhear the conversation you were having, not because I was eavesdropping, just because I could hear all the conversations and couldn't tune out. But if you're looking at philosophy, I have a board that was trying to prove some connections between philosophers. Anyways, it might give you some stuff from like the Middle East from like 9th century to like 12th century. It's not a lot, but you said the most recent you had was his stuff. So here you go. You're gonna have to read it fast because I might actually be able to leave it. I'll get back to you on that. Okay, bye." And rushes back over to Aphoros. Okay, so you rewrote all that down.
He shrugs like, yep, that's my job.
You got everything?
Yeah, I think so. Just gotta, he kind of like shuffles some papers around, like trying to get an order to it. And he's like, yeah, I have to copy this down again into some nice sentences. And he's like going over to the wall and like trying to find the most recent scroll. Just like, this is the part that's going to take a while. This is all, like notes, gotta make it make sense for somebody to eventually read. And kind of like looks over at the wall. He's like, yeah, eventually read.
So you found all that interesting?
He nods and he's like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got probably one of the most complete histories anybody has.
Huh. I'm sorry, I'm not super used to. Normally when I start talking about even one of the boards, people get lost like 2 threads in. Not used to someone being interested enough to follow the entire way.
I like history.
Me too. It's a lot of fun. Well, not all history. It depends on, what catching my eye right now. But sometimes it's really fun to just like start reading up random things and see where the threads go and put it all on the board.
Yeah, I love rereading some of this stuff, and your organization style is very different from mine, but that is also fun to learn from.
I'm going to take that as a compliment, I think. But yeah, I mean, I guess Zira just like finds a random ledge. I gotta imagine there's like a small ledge sticking out from one of these walls somewhere, like even if it's like a half inch.
Oh, yeah.
Zira manages to like sit on it, legs kicking in a very no one should really be sitting on this ledge kind of way, but they don't really care. I mean, they aren't. Well, they're supposed to be easy for people to follow. I made them because I would start going off about things that interested me, and it was always start somewhere and end up being a rambling mess, and people wouldn't follow. So I figured I'd organize them into boards to help people, see what I was thinking and follow along. But then that didn't really help, or they weren't really interested. So I just started making the boards for myself, which is why I have so many of them. It's nice to see them appreciated.
It's a good way to organize your thoughts. Thoughts are messy.
Yeah. Hey, I think we both kind of know how, like, history and the future are related. Wondering if you could help me with a problem I was looking at.
What's up?
Zero will pull out their, like, doomsday world ending board that...
Oh, boy.
That's just... It's not called that. It's their, like... I think it's, like, demon activity tracker board is what it is.
Amazing.
So, I've been looking into, a potential repeat of some sort of hell earth incursion event, because like the way world cycles work, but I'm missing a lot of the details. And I was hoping maybe you might know something, maybe you've heard something, or you can guess something in all that history that might help me out. Like there was gonna be a demon earth incursion or something like that. Who or what might cause that? Or
Possibly. He looks like he's thinking and is like kind of like thumbing through some of the scrolls and looks back and he's like, now I know this I said that this is a very complete collection, but most of this comes from people like you who wander in and You have your own knowledge, which I'm sure is like, oh, everybody's knowledge is lacking in some areas. Like yours is very based on where you're from and what like level of education you were able to get and that stuff. And then other people come in with their own knowledge and places they're from. So there's a lot, but it is kind of piecemeal. And he like looks back over at your boards and he's like, actually, I think the entirety of this probably looks something like that. But demons, recent stuff. He scrolls through and he pulls one out and he's like, I think there was like something in here. Where on earth are you from? Like what location am I looking for?
Zero pauses for a second. It's like, should I say 2100? Let's go with Moon Harbor City.
Okay. I think I've seen that come up a few times. He's like scrolling through and he's like, demons, Moon Harbor. Oh, and he pulls out a scroll and he's like, I guess the thing that I've really heard is like there was a cult of the White Death going on a couple decades. Wait, I just added some stuff. So yeah, an additional decade or two. But yeah, there was a cult of the White Death thing going on there. But that's all that I've heard of.
Oh, no, thanks for the help anyways. I hope you have a good time organizing your notes. Should go find my friends.
Yeah, I will look through them some more. There's a lot to remember. So maybe there's some more.
Yeah, if you find anything you can call. You don't have cell phones here.
Check in before you leave, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. All right, I'm gonna go find my friends. Bye.
Yeah, we like see him pull out like several scrolls and start like looking through them. Because yeah, there's a lot of them.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets, TP Huth, and Elliot Peterson, and edited by Anthony Sheets and Sean Geddes. Anthony can be found on Twitter at IcyNewYear or at icynewyear.com. T is a theater artist and educator in the DC area. She can be found at thuthplaywright on Twitter or tphuth94 on Instagram. Elliot can be found at ElliottYlen, ELLIOTYLEN on Twitter. Sean can be found at The Crumpit, THECRUMPIT on Twitter. Moon Harbor Heroes is played using Masks: A New Generation, written by Brendan Conway and produced by Magpie Games. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or on Patreon at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Halls of the Undead by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. This issue is GM'd by Elliot Peterson. The Coincidence was played by Amr Amaraz. Amr is what happens if puns gain sentience and developed a love of math, writing, and superheroes. They lend their voice to a variety of projects, both as a writer and a performer, as well as design games of their own. You can follow their exploits on their Twitter account at Amaraz. That's AMMOURAZZ. Supai is played by Anthony Sheets. Heathen is played by T. Huth. Heathen was played using the Enduring playbook. The Enduring was written by John of Listen to These Nerds. They can be found at LTTNcast on Twitter. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice or tell a friend. 5-star reviews and word of mouth are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out at patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus issues each month. And thank you for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.